Welcome to Barnes Noble in downtown Minneapolis. My name is Tom Hegg, and I'm about to read for you my new book with Kevin Cannon, Little Dickens, A Droll and Most Extraordinary History. It wasn't quite the best of times, nor was it quite the worst, but kind of like the Oscars, overdressed and unrehearsed. Stave 1, the coast of Dover, the late 18th century. His mother was a beautiful but star-crossed English rose. She gave him birth, and then, alas, the lass turned up her toes. A rustic couple reared the babe, as if he were their own. They named him Little Dickens, as they stood before the stone that marked the pauper's grave in which he duly decomposed, this bloom of grace and character whom life had truly hosed. What mystery! How came she to so desperate an end, knocked up, with neither husband by her side nor even friend? Ah, no doubt you've sniffed the aristocracy in all of this. Hypocrisy so rank that it would shame the Judas kiss. But keep your knickers on, for all will be revealed in time, and cut me just a little slack. I have to make it rhyme. Stave 2, an unexpected ectoplasmic encounter 17 years on.
"Oh, little Dickens, come and get your supper, love,"
called Mag, the golden-hearted, selfless, and long-suffering old bag who sacrificed and gave her all to raise the orphan tot with Fred, her honest husband.
"Come and get it while it's hot."
But little Dickens stood within the churchyard by that grave, fed up with being fortune's fool and circumstance's slave. It seems that he had fallen for the daughter of the squire, aloof and unattainable. She'd set his heart afire. How often had she ridden by, exuding chic allure, while he'd been mucking out the stalls and reeking of manure? How often had he watched her dance in ribbons, curls, and lace, while he'd been brushing lordly boots with mud upon his face? How often had she sipped her tea and nattered on in French, while he'd been whipped and spattered on with 20 kinds of stench? "Oh, mummy," sighed the stripling, "it's a dreadful bore you're dead." Now mind you, I don't mean to rip on poor old Mag and Fred, but here I am at 17 in such a randy state, with zero expectations. Where's the effing hand of fate? And suddenly a pallid mitt reached out and stopped his mouth. The thing had grabbed him from behind. His day was going south. He heard the clink of shackles and a deep pharyngeal growl that grew into a terrible reverberating howl. "I wear the chains I forged in life." It chilled the Dover coast. The boy bawled out, "Who are you?" "Don't you know? I'm Marley's ghost." "Oh, bloody hell," the apparition groaned. "I am a stooge. Forgive me, lad. I thought that you were Ebenezer Scrooge." "You scared the pea right out of me," snapped little Dickens then. "It's quite a little while since I was the world of men," replied the ghost. "Beg pardon, son, ta-ta, I must be off." "Hold on!" "But, little Dickens, you're a ghost, but you're a toff. A little compensation would be nice. You've got enough. Just look at all them pocketbooks and cash boxes and stuff." "Oh, right you are," the Phantom answered. "Give us just a tick." He spun the dial upon a safe and felt the tumblers click. "Oh, crikey!" little Dickens cried, as Marley's spectral hands revealed the packs of banknotes and the stacks of Krugerrands. "Afraid we worked a Ponzi scheme," lamented Marley's shade. "You're welcome to the lot," the youngster thought. "I've got it made." The spirit, he scooped the treasure up, then with a rattle and a moan, the spirit left the lad with his new chattels, all alone. Stave 3, meanwhile, in France, the fierce virago knitted as the bloodied blade went up, then took a swig of Chateauneuf du Pape from her tin cup. Ka-chunk! A fevered roar arose, the heads were on a roll, another noble noggin topped another wooden pole. Thérèse Defarge was living large, she really nursed a grudge. Thérèse Defarge was quite in charge, and not about to budge. Her husband, Jacques, was home in shock. She had been such a doll, but now she gave new meaning to the French phrase femme fatale. And what to do? Oh, sacre bleu! So fumed wine merchant Jacques. I'm here, she's there, fan, c'est la guerre, and stared up at the clock. Stave 4. An absurd plan takes shape. "Oh, Mag, I'm home," chirped little Dickens, weighed down with his loot.
"Ah, your supper's just a husk,"
tisked Mag.
"Where were you? East Beirut?"
"No matter, Mag. Look here," cried little Dickens. "See, we're rich. Well, I am anyway."
"Core, I'll be stripped and dipped in pitch," clucked Mag. "Now, how on earth's own dirt did... Freddie, dear, come here."
"What is it, love?" slurred Freddie, as he entered with his beer. But even through the blur of brew, Mag's consort ascertained that little Dickens Pickens, as a rule quite slim, had gained. "Oh, blimey!" belched the kindly and uncomplicated man. "So what you gonna do with it, me boy? You got a plan?" "I'm off to France," sang little Dickens. "There I shall become a gentleman of expectations, not some rummy bum. I'll learn to use the proper fork and dress with great panache, and soon as I can grow one, I shall sport a smart moustache. I'll parley bloody voo Francais and cut a wicked rug and never more be caught with mud and horseflop on me mug. And then the daughter of the squire will grovel at me feet. Goodbye to this old hovel and hello to Easy Street."
"But there's a revolution, love," warned Mag, "and folks with means are having heads lopped off and getting blown to smithereens."
"Oh, Mag, that's just the media exaggerating things. You'll see, me French adventures bound to end in wedding rings," exclaimed their little Dickens. He had quite made up his mind, and next day, on the morning tide, he left them both behind. Stave 5. An utter ass endears himself. The channel went all choppy, and our hero went pea green. He doffed his flannel jacket, but he still felt none too keen. "You gotta chuck your kippers, mate," a cockney voice called out. "Who's that?" whined little Dickens. "Love a duck, don't flip and shout." "Ha! Don't fight it, chum. You're greener than me itchy bits is pink. You'll have to use the sea, you see. We hadn't got a sink." So little Dickens answered Neptune's old dyspeptic call, his head held by the stranger, an aggressive know-it-all, and thus formed an alliance, how to put this, over lunch. "They call me Artful Dodger. Maiden voyage, had a hunch." Stave 6. Keeping one's head proves challenging. With eyes as big as plates, our boy looked out on gay Paris, which, in the Reign of Terror, played it straight, like Germany. "I'll take you where you need to go," the Artful Dodger said. "I suppose you'll need some therapeutic victuals and a bed," he ventured diagnostically. "No worries, there's hotels on almost every corner, staffed by beautiful mamsells." The Artful Dodger knew each rue and avenue by heart. "But first, I got a bone to pick with this bloke Bonaparte," he brayed, while slipping through the crush of labourers and maids, all rushing up and down the square with cudgels and cockades. And little Dickens, panting in his wake, fell back, and then he found himself quite lost upon the rive gauche of the Seine. Before the boy could say bonjour, the rabble grabbed him there and took him to be tried before the courts of Robespierre.